Hi everybody, it's Saturday and my husband and my daughter have abandoned me to go to Harry Potter World. I'm left to look after the dogs and take advantage of the peace and quiet and get something done in the garden. So, not done a post for a week or so I think. Busy with sporting events and other things. I have been pottering up in the garden. If you can hear water in the background, it's my barrels filling. I'll show you. I have been pottering and doing bits and bobs, so it's not as I've not been doing anything, I've just not been filming. So it was a very, very cold night last night in the other polytunnel that's got bubble wrap and some of the plants are fleeced. It went down to 1.5, so it didn't quite go down to minus inside the tunnel. I think it might have gone a bit colder in this one because one or two of the tomato plants aren't looking very happy. So I will show you round, and I just better check this water barrel, it don't overflow all over everywhere. But this morning when I took the dogs, I'd got a woolly hat on, I'd got this top, a fleece, and my big fishing jacket that I normally walk the dogs in the winter in. And quite big whacking thick gloves on as well. It was absolutely bitter this morning. We had a very north wind. I think it was blowing from the Arctic. It was very, very cold. So let me show you what I've been doing. First of all, I'll just check this barrel. This one's full, so I can lean on this one, and that's not quite. I don't think you can see. I don't think that's quite full yet. I just don't want to flood the whole tunnel. So everything in here now is piped up. So we have that barrel. Oh, here comes the rain again. That barrel feeding them four. This barrel here feeding these 6 all the way down to there. Back again, and we have this barrel feeding these 6. I'll come slowly back. So they're my carrots, doing quite well. I think I'm going to be sticking them. I think I'm going to start sticking the carrots at the back here. I think they should be safe from carrot fly because there's too much around them for the carrot fly to fly about, to have to fly over things. So I'm going to start another 2 buckets and just carry on like that for the next month or so I can fill all the back of there with carrots. So back to the barrels. The one that's filling now is going to be watering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know that seems a bit weird when I've got some feeding 6 and some only feeding 4, but I can't really, if I go any further down this middle where my feet is, down here, I'm not going to be able to reach things. From here I can just about reach everything, but if I come and fill my entrance way, and I can't turn these that way because the floor is on a slight slope and they won't work properly. They've got to be reasonably flat. I have got away with some of them not being completely level, and it works perfectly fine. And these, it's a slow slope downwards, so the water is coming in at quite a bit of pressure, so it should work perfectly fine. The ones with 6, I've just got to make sure I keep an eye on them, that the barrels don't run dry. So I've got, I think I've got 2 more of the smaller ones. So that's 4 pots. Just making sure this door's shut because we've had terrible wind this morning, and I don't want the door being blown wide open and you're not able to hear what I'm saying. So I could connect them up somewhere else and have one barrel feeding 2 and the other barrel feeding 2, or I could buy some more to connect up with them if I wanted to. But for this year I think they're just going to stand spare. I've watered my hanging baskets. They're all in here. You can see them all hanging. I banged my head on these. Well, it's not these that I banged my head on. It's, hold on, let me show you. It's this one. Because it's lower, when I duck my head to go under and I'm messing on the floor doing things, then when I stand up, I think that they're all this height, and I crack my head on that one every time. But anyway, these are looking nice. I've filled them all up, and there's my little thing to say that the water reservoir is always full. If you come over here, oops, I can't, through the jungle, there we are. They're doing quite nice, that one, that pink one. The ones I forgot to water are the newest ones. I have to go and get some water in a minute. See, these are tumbling toms. I went and bought another 2 of these. Is that better? Can you see? It might be too much light. I bought another 2 of these to put my tumbling toms in. Oops, I'm spinning them around now, and I forgot to water these. So that's a job before I leave this tunnel. And my present from my friend Joe is looking quite nice. It's not quite the same as what the picture said, but some more might come out. A bit more purplish, purple with white speckles, I think. Another one of those baskets I bang my head on because they're long, and then one more in the corner. So they're all doing well. Considering these were up here, I thought they might get frosted or get cold, but it must have been warmer up here than it is down on the floor. Or these are a bit tougher because these look fine. This one is a bit wilty. It's got plenty of water. It's not that. It's the cold that's done it. It's especially that leaf. Look, that's not very happy at all. Oops, I don't think you can see that. Sorry. There we are. Not very happy at all. But then this one is perfectly happy. There's different varieties. This one is Cherry Baby. But this one and this one's got no label, so I've got to see what they are. The labels are in here somewhere, on the floor somewhere, for when I fathom out what they are. They seem to be a bit more sensitive to the cold. This one as well is not as happy on the top. And what's that? Let's have a see. Italian plum. Maybe because it likes hotter weather. I've had to spray. We've had something eating the leaves, and we've had a bit of leaf curl. But as soon as I spotted it, I rubbed everything off, and then I have come in and sprayed. That one was the worst hit, but that got it when it was little, and so some of the leaves are really curly. You can see that. So these are all me sweet peppers. I don't grow hot peppers, so I've got a selection. This one I can't see. Hold on. Early sweet pepper, Sonora, and we have long yellow Ringo. That's that one. Let's try and find out what that one is at the back. Monster long bell pepper. I think I've got 2 of them in here. See, I can just about reach for them all. Hungarian wax. This one is tomato, and it's brandy wine, and it's got like what they call a potato leaf, and that's doing fine. So the dogs sound like they're all having a field day as soon as it stopped raining, and they're all charging about on the garden barking. But everything's looking quite healthy. This one is a Manna Orange, if that's how you say it, and it got the top broke off, and I thought that's going to be it, but I'm really pleased. A new shoot has grown from the stem, and so we have hope of it growing big. So this side, if you can see, has not been stringed yet, where this side has. Look, you see all the strings. So my next job in here, before I go into the house and put my feet up, besides watering them to hanging baskets, is to string all these tomatoes. You can see these are my lupins. I've potted them on, and they was quite small. I only potted them on 2 days ago, and they've shot up. I've got my beetroot and my spring onions to sort out. They need going outside, so I need to move them into the cold frame for a little while before I transplant them out. But they're doing quite well. If you can see that, you can see it. Yes, I said I've got it in the right position now. Well, it's drizzling again. I'm gonna get wet. So anyway, continue on with the tour. I think the light's in the wrong place. I can't really see my face from the light. I will show you the cold frames. This is the first one, and these are my dahlias. So all these have been kept in these pots over winter, and they're all coming back up. They're looking nice. And if we move forward to the second cold frame, this one's really doing well. So we've got more dahlias and one fuchsia that's doing nice. The outside dahlias that were just covered over, it was underneath my patio set with a tarpaulin over the top, are just starting to come. So we've got quite a few. See them? That was a fuchsia that was in one of the hanging baskets for last year. That's coming back nicely. I've got my strawberries into the troughs and they're hanging on the fence. I've got another one up there. I've got one down here that I've not managed to find the brackets for to hang them on the fence. My bleeding hearts are doing really nice. Tulips are still going, considering how much rain we've had. My bluebells are out, not many of them, but I rescued them from somewhere last year, nearly got thrown away. My alliums are coming. There's going to be some big heads. Some more. They're all the way around this tree, so when they come out they'll be looking nice. Let's move on to the lettuce. We've been cutting and eating the lettuce. And right at the very back, can you just see them? They are squashes and courgettes, and they've been underneath this new structure that I built, and they've done quite well in this cold, wet weather we've been having for the last week or so. Right, I'm in the other tunnel, and it's 21 in here. It was about 20. Yeah, maybe it would be about 20, 21 in the other tunnel as well. Like I said, it went down last night to 1.5, but most of these plants seem to be coping with it, and are doing all right. So let me show you. More dahlias. Yeah, these are dahlias, all these dahlias, except for that one, and that's a fuchsia. So they're all coming back, and they were supposed to be being moved, but with the cold weather they've ended up staying in here. Salvia, this one I think is like a bleeding, similar to a bleeding heart one. It's got like a white and pink flower. Can't remember its exact name, the labels fell off. So my beans are fine. These are all my squashes, going mad, and because I can't get them out because the weather has took a turn for the worse. I had got the others, some of the others out, and I was planning these to go out, and I was building them like a mini greenhouse to go over the top till the chance of frost had gone. But with it being so cold and wet, it didn't happen. But we've got, this might be rotting off. I think it might be rotting off, but that doesn't really matter because it's, don't really want it trying to grow. It's not a pumpkin, it's I can't think what it's called. I'll get back to you in a minute on it. There, after searching through all the mass of squash, it's Turk's Turban. Trying to get down to it to find the label. But anyway, I've got 2 Turk's Turban in all that lot. So and they're doing quite well, but they really need to be in the ground. I've had to feed them to keep them going. So, right, let's get on to what else is in here. Here's my spare tomatoes. Looks like they need a water as well. Some of them are a bit droopy. But it has been warm in here and I've not been into water. These are my spare peppers. They're all sweet peppers. Another little tomato there. Yes, this one could do with spraying. It's got curly leaf. It's an insect that lays its eggs underneath the leaf. If you can squish them off, you're all right. But that looks like it needs treating. I've got a couple of trailing fuchsias that I haven't used in my hanging basket, which seem to be doing better in here than the ones in the hanging baskets. So we've got more squash over there. These are all my aubergines. These are doing quite well considering how cold it's gone. I was expecting to have fatalities, but it's been going down low, but not quite as low as that last night. So they've probably got used to it. So I've got a melon that it's starting to flower, that I didn't put in. That's the best. Oh yes, I can see damage from last night. Look, this is a melon and it's not happy. Look, it doesn't like going down that cold. But the others was underneath the fleece, look, and I think they're fine. And why this fleece wasn't over this one, I do not know. Probably just didn't check. It's fell down by the looks of it. Look, that one's fine. Oh, let me sort this out and I'll come back. In between the 2 layers of fleece and the bubble wrap, we have my cucumbers. We have some that has succumbed to the cold and had to go in, but these seem fine. The bottom leaves are a bit yellow, but the top leaves are doing fine. The trouble is, I don't water them. If you get water round in cold temperatures, get water around the roots, they just seem to rot off. So you've got to be very careful. But, I think if we get some nice weather, might pick up. So the tops are alright, the bottoms are very yellow. That one's alright. That melon's fine. And this melon's fine because these were in between the layers of fleece. If you can see. They've got a layer at the back and a layer at the front. Like that, to keep them nice and warm. Just had the door open to come in here and film, and we're down to 17 already, so I'm going to have to go and shut the door and then carry on with the filming. So I've got a few more tomatoes that I'm wanting to put in. Most of these are courgettes. I have got this spare melon if that one does succumb, but it's now covered. I'm going to put a bit of a weight on that end just to stop it to blowing off. So what else have we got? Beans, African marigolds. My French ones got eaten. I've had to buy some more. By the slugs. Oops, sorry, I'm not showing you Sweet peas, more beans, zinnias underneath there, they want something doing to it. A fuchsia coming up amongst weeds underneath there. More sweet peas coming up and more beans. So go and water things that need watering and get this fleece held down with something, and shut them all up for the night, because it's late afternoon now. So once I've shut this door this time, it's staying shut. Even yesterday it didn't get above 10 in here, and 9 in the other one. The other one's about a degree colder because it's got no bubble wrap on. Look at the size of them rhubarb leaves. They're massive. That's my hand in front of one leaf. Look at that. Oh. I have to start and pick some. It's going very cold. I've put my sweatshirt back on and I've got my coat and I'm going in. But before I go in, let me show you 1 or 2 more things. I decided to string up tomorrow. I've had enough. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you my new bumblebee lights on my summer house. Look at them. So they go all the way around the front of my summer house and they light up and look like little bumblebees. So they're nice. I'm going to kill a little dog. Which one has been chomping on my best plant? Hey, where you gone? Which one? Is it you? Is it? Who is it? Who did this? Could have been anybody, because this is actually a grass. It looks a bit like a bamboo, but it's actually a grass. Who is to blame? Is it you? I think it's you, Flinny. It's you. It's no good looking so innocent. I'm sure it's you. Right. So I was going to show you my plant, but it seemed to have had a haircut. I had gone up the garden to get support for it, but you might not need a support now. Hey, stop eating it. That's my bamboo. That's doing fine. And my hostas, they're really doing well. This is the second year I've had these. And these 2 always come up first, and this one always comes up last, and never seems to do as well. So don't ask me why. 3 different varieties, but they're looking nice. And when I've finished the garden, they'll all get put in the proper places. And this looks like it's going to have to be... See, I knew it was you! Protected from the dogs. And Badger's heard something again. He's off. Oh, I'm standing in my own shadow now. Maybe somebody at the door. Better go and find out. A rose I saved is doing quite well. You can't see it in this climber. Oh, will you lot shut up? Can you hear the dogs at the back? They bark to each other and drive me nutty. So it's doing well, and I'm training it up this, and it's the one that had the little tiny pink flowers on. The others, if you see my videos from previous years, Mark killed when he dug everything up and put the new fence in. But I managed to rescue this one before he chopped it up. Can you see them? This has just bashed me on the head, and I turned around and looked. I don't think you can see. Find her. There's all little baby plums on it. I don't think you can see. Oh, there. Turn it around that way. Can you see them? It's not too blurry, but it's too blurry. But all up here, there's millions of little baby plums. Oh, there you are. You can see them now. Look. They're all little baby plums. Considering it had a haircut last year, it had loads of blossom on it. And just before I go in, I have to stand and look at my Clematis montana. It's absolutely beautiful. So every time I come up the garden, when I walk back down, I have to stand and look at this. Might need a bit of a haircut. Mark's complaining that he's bashing his head on it. It serves him right for being too tall. It's just right for me to walk under. But it might have to have a bit of a haircut for next year. I'll get a bit closer in at the flowers without going blurry. There we are. Look at them. Absolutely beautiful. And down the steps, oops, I'm in my own shadow, to my coal frame. These are looking fine. Can't see it back there. They're the biggest ones. These are looking lovely, even though I don't like radishes. This is all your fault, Babette. I've got radishes and I don't like them. And another batch of lettuce. There's 2 more batches of lettuce underneath, which might need a water. So I'll do them. And some Sweet William that I bought and I've not got around to putting in yet. And I've not even opened up my little tunnel, my little greenhouse today. I'm not bothering opening it now. I can't be bothered. It was well watered, so it should be fine. So that's it for today. Saturday's little update on how the garden's going and the weather. So I'll see you next time.